they were trying to tunnel on this AP cog, and they were like, okay, so we need Twitch in order to stop the split push by picking off the Nidalee. You know, that we're going to try and attack that and try and kill that strategy there. But it really seems like they kind of tunneled on the AP cog, and I don't think they will do that again because that really was a big part of their downfall.
Right.
The other thing is the Zilean pick is probably going to rise in priority for these teams as CLG definitely had a lot of frustrations. X-Special was on point with many an ultimate. Chrono Shift changing those fights.
Look at this priority for 80 carries. Trist mid, Vayne Twitch, double lift might be a problem on Counter Logic Gaming for Curse. They consider it very much so with a few. I'm considering junglers to come out in the next few bans here. Another 80 carry, 4 straight here in game 2.
Okay, I'll raise you an 80 carry here. Now we have 4 80 carry bans. Will they go all the way?
Double is going to have to play Jinx at this point. It's one of his fallbacks. I mean, Kog'Maw is still up, but it could be banned.
Well, probably going to have a first pick 80 carry
They cow it.
The thing is, it kind of looks like Curse want to do another split push. We'll see what they decide to go with this time around. But as you said, Kog'Maw is kind of the belle of the ball right now, left up.
Cop's got some good stats on Cog. Definitely has some good games there with the KDA for that champion. So if he were to get that in his hands, they take that away, as we said. No. No, they don't. So forget about that nonsense. The Hullabaloo has been banned out. So, Quas, what do they get?
So, if we were sort of going down tier lists here. Okay, so there is the split push. Sorry, going back to that. But if you're kind of going down the tier list, Lucian is probably higher priority. But you know what?
Say Lulu
I have seen some very strong Graves play. I am a little biased because that's my favorite 80 carry, but XQ in China, beautiful, beautiful Graves play. I believe that champion is ready for competitive play in North America as well. And since there's so many 80 carry bans, he might make a showing. But what we've got on the board so far, the split push once again from Quas. We'll have to see if he goes with such a high damage build this time around again, or if he decides to change it up.
Man, CLG, they'd be going back to the old days if they locked this in. Just remember Hot Shot, or I should say Farm Shot GG in the top lane on Nidalee on Shogath, taking 4 guys at the bottom lane so the team can do Baron by themselves.
Classic. Brings me back, Riot.
Oh, man.
Here's some adaptation.
Oh, the switcheroo.
Okay.
So they get the Zilean this time. They say that's a formidable thing to have.
Interesting. So they take away the Zilean, and they do lock in that Lucian, one of the higher tier 80 carries. Now, the interesting choice here for Curse is they could also go with some utility from their 80 carry like Sivir. If you're going with a split push for Nidalee, then your 4-man squad having that speed boost ultimate is extremely useful. Always like to see when one role gets focused this hard in pick bans, because we finally get to see differences. Everybody kind of falls into these patterns where Kog'Maw's picked all the time.
It's not many times the 80 carries are kind of pushed into an uncomfortable zone.
I mean, they could still very well just go with that Jinx, go with the resetting for team fights.
Oh, wow.
Plenty of tower damage. Locking in the blind pick Rise
Yeah, absolutely.
mid.
That's what I was thinking. Very bold. Slowly ticks down.
Okay, doesn't lock it in, just a bait.
Say Braum.
Wow, that front line. Pretty good disengage so far. Nunu with the zone control as well as Braum.
Keep an eye on how Dominate maxes his abilities this time around. A lot of Nunus on that consume lately. For the objective control.
Now, let's see how CLG really tweak this one, because so far they've decided to try and steal away from Curse, adapting that way so that Curse can't perform the exact same strategy.
Right. But then are they pushing themselves into something where they're not doing what they came into the week planning to do?
Well, exactly. So they need to figure out what is the best way for us to use Zilean. Are they going to have actually a mid lane Zilean or send him to support as well? We may see from the type of jungler that they decide to use. Will they use an offensive Kha'Zix? Whoa, nope. It's going to be a Maokai that could either go top. So this could be a support Zillion, mid-rise, top Maokai.
Right.
Or it could still be a jungle Maokai and then have a solo.
Oh, man.
Send those guys to solo lane. So there's still options for them. Oh, Caitlyn. We also forgot about the Caitlyn. Cop's first true love.
Cop actually had good results. He didn't play many games of it in the spring, the summer. I guess I should just say spring. But he had good results on Draven. Good amount of wins, like 3-1 or something probably.
Yeah,
Syndra
I remember the days of the cashing in for stacks for Cop.
But he would always cash in like one after the other, and he'd never get any stacks because the kills just came in. Good games. Good games.
All right. Well, they would just return to the Jinx.
Yeah.
Very, very strong for that late game. But again, her positioning is going to be key for them. There's a lot less leeway for Curse this time around. They are really going to have good positioning with the four-man squad. Nunu, if you use Nunu for disengage, the thing is that you often have to sacrifice the Nunu for that. And he will have to give up his life. We'll see how well Braum and Nunu can combine to keep Jinx and Syndra safe, because Syndra and Jinx, if you are not going to get a kill very quickly, they have low mobility.
Right.
And Maokai will be able to get right in there. Twisted Advance, very easy to target.
It's really their initiation right now. If they don't have anything else besides that.
Yeah. The problem for me is
past Nunu.
that if you're going to have a Maokai here, what's going to deal with this Nidalee split push? Because Maokai, there's no way he's going to do that. So Maokai wants to be
safe in that lane.
He wants to hard engage. He wants to force the fight on the four-man squad. So it is going to be the top lane Maokai. That's probably going to be a lane swap there. Nidalee would definitely dumpster him. We'll see how the early ward game goes down, because you're going to have to get some vision down to see where these lanes are going.
Yeah.
But again, that last pick, Kha'Zix, he's really risen up alongside Nunu.
Dexter gets himself an aggressive jungler. The Zillion prioritized a bit here to keep Doublelift alive. He actually had a very good game on Twitch last time, which is now banned out. So very high priority still for Doublelift to come into these games and carry. We've heard Monte Cristo say before in interviews, if CLG has to go ahead and leave it up to Doublelift to kind of carry a game, we feel like that's okay. And then they orchestrate their strat in order to get Doublelift kills and snowball them along. We'll see if that's what they can do. The teams have locked in their champs, and the game is taking shape. So head over to Twitter and let us know who you think is going to win.
All right, just tweet either the hashtag CRS win or CLG win to @LO Esports, and we will be checking back in to see how the vote has shifted as the game plays out.
And I guess it plays into a positive as well, because Jat's saying he can hear Doublelift from the back. And I know I've never heard Doublelift really talk. Mostly CLG's quiet. You'll hear Alpha move sometimes.
Yeah. I remember one time in their game versus LMQ when they were in the base and Doublelift is yelling. He's like, "This is our last chance." And he goes and he chases down Ackerman and he gets 100%.
Right, but being that positive, the team has to be riding that wave. Again, the ability to perform here, coming back from Korea, everybody thinking that they're going to be Super Saiyan right now and come into these games and pretty much just kick everybody sky high.
There's tremendous pressure on the CLG players right now, especially coming out losing the first game. You know, will they be able to perform under this pressure and keep cool? It looked like they were dealing with it okay so far. But, you know, those kinds of problems can resurface fairly quickly under very high amounts of pressure. We'll have to see, though. Link is going to be on that rise mid with the double mobility summoner spells. We'll see if he's able to dodge the Syndra damage early on. He has not gone for boots to dodge. He's decided to go with just health crystal.
Wow.
A little bit safer in case he's not able to dodge, and he does get a visit early on. Ooh, that's that dangerous scenario, though. You do not want to fight Nidalee over that tri-bush positioning.
They did that last time. Seraph walked away with 3 of those javelins in his backside.
All right, so this team fight from CLG is going to look like a Seraph locking down whoever he can get for Curse to, you know, force the team fight so they can force the issue, stop the split push, and Dexter jumping immediately in. I expect Dexter to go full assassin build here, all damage, just relying on Afromu to revive him when he jumps in.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're able to kill somebody. Even if they exchange it for Dexter, he'll get back up with a reset and be able to continue his leaping ways. But yeah, he's probably going to go for that full damage and just sort of tag team dive in with Seraph. Relying on Afromo in the back line, and Doublelift will probably have to keep himself alive. Good thing they were able to get Lucian for him. Very high mobility. Wow, the delayed invade is seen here. Some extra intelligence for Curse to work with early on. 3-man squad, they decide to ignore it and just exchange. They were not seen going into this red buff steal.
Right.
So the classic move from CLG is, just go back over to our red side after we steal their blue. Should be there, right? Unless they are tipped off somehow by this invade from Curse.
Well, they don't have the lane showing yet, so they know they're off somewhere,
Yeah.
being sneaky deaky. See after
Nothing.
move.
Yeah, it looks like so
He's
far.
hanging out to see if he can catch someone.
Now they know.
There.
Yep, Dominate's got a red buff. What's he doing? He's
What is
walking
this?
away from our red side. Is this going to be a 3 buff here for Curse with CLG going for the... Looks like they're going to try for it. CLG, by the way, they walk through the lane, so it was a pretty safe route for them to try and do that. A little bit tricky, but Curse with the moves here. Dominate on Nunu, takes advantage of the jungle early on, and he gets some deep warding done down in the jungle. See if he continues to punish all game long, because he's got a Syndra once again to work off in the mid lane. It's going to help his invade efforts substantially.
Many of the games, as I rewatched these battles between Curse and CLG, involved, wow, 50, involved Curse invading the jungle every time in the beginning, trying to throw something off the mark to just a normal game.
And it really, plays 100% into their team this time around. The Ryze, we have seen Ryzes beat Syndra in the North American LCS, but that was Pobelter starting boots and then rushing into a Negatron cloak. And being able to retain control and then come out ahead of the Syndra. This time around, though, we'll see if Link can pull it off. Voyboy has shown a very, very strong Syndra game last matchup here. People were critiquing him on the champions that were not, Yasuo or...
Well, how do you split that? Ooh. Let's say thumbs up just for making that happen. 4 minutes on the clock, and it looks like everybody's pretty much dead set. Actually, Dexter here wants to get something, but a good ward from Quas keeps himself safe. Definitely a lot more pressure to this guy in the top lane before he gets going, as opposed to killing him when his split push has already started.
Yeah, so one of the things about blue side for top lane is that it's a bit more difficult just because there are those 2 avenues to come through. Wow, they are just going to 2-man try and shove this in to stop the freeze. Ooh, scared off. But Nidalee, because she has so much mobility, she only has to spend 1 ward anyway, even though she is on blue side, so much easier for him. Link, very good dodges this far.
All right, we'll see CLG and Afromu. Seraph and Afromu, I should say, in this bottom lane now, not allowing Cop and Xpecial to get any sort of advantage that they did last time. We saw them get a bit of an upper hand onto Doublelift and Afromu, but this time it's a bit more crowd control and they can't keep going on the engagements.
Yep, Seraph and Afromu shoving in Cop and Xpecial.
Yeah.
Trying to make them CS under the turret, but strong use of the Targon to execute there. Able to get everything, and they also position the wave very well for themselves. Close to their turret, but not being shot by the turret. Again, Quas up here has a problem. Lane is frozen very close to the turret by Doublelift. Dexter looks to take advantage.
Oh, he got the Ardent Blaze on. He's going to have a little bit of passive movement speed on this. Quas dodges out on the slow for that one. So he does waste a flash there. Dexter, he is making some return trips, though, one after the other.
Not quite able to complete that auto attack animation and get the slowdown. Showing top. Curse, predictable reaction. Go for the dragon bottom side and dominate on Nunu. Should be able to secure that.
They can also get some really nice vision after this as well. Seeing the Dexter probably backed or is still in the top lane, they should get some forward wards here. This should be safe. They go ahead and get themselves back into a position to continue winning. There's Dominate getting that ward in. And back to the duos.
We talk about the things that Quas does that go unannounced. He just drew pressure up to the top lane. This dragon created by Quas because the jungler showed, and they're the ones with Nunu. Quas didn't even have to burn his teleport to get back to lane. I guess
6
that's
minutes
because
of
it's
safe
frozen
ganks.
here, and he's having a hard time. Dexter, since they've already lost the dragon, they don't have to sacrifice any more to continue the camp.
Oh, man.
They're keeping him down,
Very
though.
close. Oh, he hesitated. There was a stutter step on that. I don't know if it would have mattered or not, but the Q comes up big from Dexter. They finalized the kill.
And they needed that. Dexter's spending a lot of time camping this top lane. They do make it count, though. So at least they were able to pick up the kill. Quas is level 3.
Yeah.
They've been able to zone him out very, very effectively. And Doublelift has been able to keep this freeze going.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising to see it coming.
Very good job of Doublelift to just prune this wave rather than accidentally shoving it every time they go aggressive.
Pruning very well. Got the green thumb. Looks like he'll keep that one steady. 59 to 56, even for the duo on the bottom. And Cop's not actually even 6 yet, so you can see how that solo lane affects Doublelift, getting him quite strong, quite fast, so they can use those power spikes. Tier is charged up for CLG on their side. They're knowing they're going against a split push, so why not take the time to get strong as well towards that late game. Seraph Embrace will be coming out for Link and Aframu.
All right, let's see if Dominate decides to continue control of the jungle. They do not venture any deeper into CLG territory here, though. They only have the perimeter wards. Interesting move, because they already had the blue buff advantage on mid laners with Voyboy, but they decide not to go for it. So Dexter will be very happy about this, able to get his red buff this time around and get the all-important level 6 for Kha'Zix. Nope, one more camp, just kidding. But we'll keep track of what he evolves to. I'm a pretty big fan of evolving the jump still for the extra range. And the reset potential.
You don't have to wait long.
Much better. But the Void Spikes are also a very good option.
Do you think that hurts him?
The wings. I have no idea what it's like to actually sprout
I like
wings.
that. Thumbs up to production. They said change is good.
But yeah, he does go for the longer jump. He's waiting for the cooldown right now, getting around the wards. He will have it back up for the gank. Here they go again, top, looking for the return kill.
Oh, no.
That's over a trap.
Quas trying to extend his 9 lives. Yeah, he gets out with one of them again. Very nicely done. His teleport and flash are down, though, so he cannot do much to even rebuttal these ganks, but walk back to the base, and or teleport back and walk back to his turret, rather. Link with blue buff in mid lane. He's almost
Interesting roam.
10 CS down here as he's getting charged up. Voyboy getting not something we saw before. The roam from mid lane was non-existent last game. It looks like they try actually to do a 3-man counter gank to shut down a little bit of what Doublelift's been getting here in the top.
Yeah, very clear strategy here from Dexter. Stay top all day long, keep this Nidalee down, avoid the split pushing as long as possible. He used his flash for that.
No. Well,
Miscalculated slightly.
You know what? 50-50. That could have been a hashtag LCS big
That
play.
is not a 50-50. You can 100% judge the time of a recall. That is not left up to chance. It's the same every single time.
Gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. We've all been there, done that, and it happens. Bit of a cooldown to wait for in the mid lane now for Voyboy. Back to the bot here. Seraph doing a bit better this time, given the support of Aframu. It looks like Xpecial still has no trouble going aggressive, trying to get that concussive blows knocked down.
Doublelift switched up to the solo carry role here, doing a good job for himself. Also, though, nice to be a solo carry when you receive every single gank from your jungler. See if it pays off, because the first blood money did basically pay off for that dragon money and got CLG back up to even here. Really, we'll see if it tells in the effectiveness of Quas later in the game. Can he ever get to that point? Because once again, Wave pushing back towards Doublelift. He's doing a good job starving Quas.
You should put a trap in that brush. I don't know.
Well, no. The thing is, he evolved his wings, so even if you get close enough to put the trap, you're in range for the jump. So he'll get a jump auto attack slow off either way.
It's like so tense when he walks up. Oh.
Dang, he tried for it. That is a hard ward to place.
You guys didn't see that. Nobody saw that.
So, If you place the ward over 50%,
yeah!
if you place the ward over 50% through any terrain, then it will jump to the other side. But
wards don't jump, Kobe.
He had the angle slightly off there. There's only a small point where you can actually get that ward.
He scarred it.
You can get that ward into that bush if you place it just so. But he fails twice. However, traps do save him. I was wrong about the trap range there. Not able to get the jump off in exchange for it. And he's completely safe. Dexter
kind of hesitated.
Holy moly.
He's back.
He's created a whole city up there. It's not just a camp anymore. He's got brick and mortar walls. Dragon number 2 is going to go down in exchange for that camp.
He's still got the wards. Starting to garrison up a little bit. He's going to stay and steal white. Since I've been here long enough, I'll take something. So ahead, he grabs that. Quas, if he can continue to stay safe, and they should figure out that Dexter's going to stay up here. Definitely take some advantages on the other side of the map. Dexter, again, going pretty hard. Obviously, just going to push him out on this one.
All right, so this answer, though, is just going to be for the bottom turret.
Yeah.
So the extra dragon gold will still stay in Curse's advantage. Blue buff numeraire.
Oh, no. There we go. As long as it doesn't run back. Boy Bjergsen should talk about how to take that on the other side.
Bjergsen did have a little trouble with that yesterday.
So
but they got it eventually.
They did. They did. That's what counts in the end. So we got Infinity Edges on both sides coming out. Double lift favoring the critical strike a little bit more. Freak actually denouncing tons of damage for Triforce last night in the Challenger Series. He said tons of damage for Infinity Edge. Yeah. That was it's pretty scary time. But looks like the 80 carries, they're on that boat as well.
Let's see how they transition here after their bottom turret's been taken.
Yeah.
Woo! Jinx poke is
going to make it very hard to guard a turret, Kobe, when you're down to half HP before it happens. So mid will fall here. Opened up like a curse.
Oh!
Map pressure!
He got it off. He got it off.
He's shifting time. Good slow. Whoa! Tries to flash over that. He still got slowed here. Dexter goes in, but he has no kill potential, so he's forced to flash out on that one. Nobody can follow him. Getting a little too hypey on that, and they're going to go ahead and get a double kill. Cop gets excited.
That is very bad news for CLG. Losing faith here. They decide to re-engage after no chrono shift, and Aframu is basically out of the fight.
They don't really have damage in their builds going into these fights yet.
Plus, not only did they engage the losing fight, but they engaged the losing fight with teleport and flash from both of their divers.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunate.
Tears don't do damage. Tears are delicious. 14.5 on the clock.
Huh.
Curse cleaning up those tears right now. 2-1. The game is not out of the hands of CLG by any means yet. Cop doing a great job. Passive attack speed to just drop turrets. Curse is getting all the control they want here in the mid game.
So waiting around a little long here, though. Several members of CLG are coming up.
What?
Whoa!
Oh! Several members of Curse are coming up as well. Cop takes a bit of damage there. The ultimate could keep him alive long enough to cancel out Cop. Seraph goes down. Cop's going to say later. He is not freezing for anybody. Curse, can he get Xpecial out alive? Dexter's actually trying to get in range of Cop as well. Cop didn't get out trying to save Xpecial. Both of them are going to go down. And it is going to actually be Link that goes the long haul to pick this up. Double lift. He sees that he could be in trouble in the bottom lane.
Yeah, what do they get out of all of CLG's commitment up top, though? Curse had several members in base. Voyboy didn't get anything for it. Dominate was not able to clear wards. They did defensively ward up their top side, but a pretty clean pickup there for CLG. Reinforcements arriving in time to answer for Seraph. So they do get one extra.
Got to be careful here. He's messing with RNG, hoping he crits more than Nidalee hits.
Well, also the thing is here that this Nidalee, they've kept him down so much. He's 2 levels under double lift. So again, here we see Seraph. Seraph knew that he had the team coming in, but they were a little bit too far behind. And Aframu, doesn't look like Chrono Shift was up. That may have been the miscommunication there. That Seraph was hoping that Zillion ult was available, but it was not.
Oh, a little bit of the bait. Nice glacial fissure. No red buff or any damage to come from the outside. Oh, he's so close. He gets the bomb on. That's one of the worst feelings in the world.
They are picking on Quas this game.
As they should. Why don't you pick on the guy that carried the entire last game through map control?
So they attack the split push before the split push gets going at all. And another good roam from CLG.
Yeah.
This was the bright spot for CLG last game as well. Even though they had their fair share of mistakes, they did make a lot of good mid-game choices. And their movements across the map, whoa, left the Baron pit.
Whoa, indeed. This is going to be big with Jinx. The Infinity Edge is out on her already.
Tisk, tisk, yeah.
This is going to be Baron.
And that is
17 minutes from Curse in the game. Is Dominate? He's got the level on Consume?
Yep.
Yes, he does. Nom Nom, thank you very much. The Pink Ward is late, and the rest of Counter Logic Gaming follows suit with that lateness. They're going to be just kind of...
Uh-oh, he's toast.
With that Baron. Oh, man, no red buff this time. Gets that movement speed. Trying to mark him with the Javelin. Cannot get it. We'll see how CLG kind of reacts to this. They have to assess what they can do in these fights. Now, just so close.
Yeah.
So now it's Curse activating this
18-minute
Baron.
Baron buff is ridiculous here for Curse.
Kind of kills anybody's power curve if they're going down at this point.
Yeah, the thing is, CLG,
going right back up.
They've got the Kha'Zix, so if they are forced into a team fight here, Dexter, whenever he jumps in, he's going to die very, very quickly. And that means that their Chrono Shift cannot be wasted. It's going to have to be pretty much used on him. So there's not a lot of options for CLG, and their wave clear is fairly low. Rise pretty much has to use his ultimate for their wave clear, or they have to call Seraph down. Really, CLG just want to hang on right now. They've got tier and 2 rods.
They're charging. Those rods have only been max 4 minutes on Quas's, so 80 AP.
Done again.
Oh, he's saying hit me again. Yeah, super minions. Well, not
they got the dragon
super
during
minions,
this revival.
but super job from the minions. Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't want to go down this time. Getting out. Very nicely done by Aframu to take the most amount of damage that he can. The rest of the team, though, may be in a sore spot to complete this fight. Oh, it goes to double lift. He walks on top of that situation to make sure he's the one hit. Dominate can't get the right ice ball off.
Oh!
They are slowing still. There's one. He finds it. Very nicely done to predict the movement and the path of Aframu. Taking him down after a coast-to-coast run, and Curse is running away with this game compared to game 1.
Yeah, there's no way that you can escape a team with Jinx, Nunu, and Nidalee on it. The chase of that team is ridiculous. There's no way that you're going to be able to get away after a bad exchange like that. And you could tell as soon as that Chrono Shift was burned, CLG, half the team just wanted to ditch him and leave. But they did stick around. And a couple more bit the dust after Curse were able to rotate.
Gonna try to save face.
Let's see here. 4 members versus blue buff. Again, Syndra.
My word.
That's just not even fair. All right, let's look
one
again.
More time.
Another
Fog of War.
Yeah, well, he
just placed the
he
ward.
was putting that ward down
exactly.
at the time. So you're right. It's the Fog of War that gained them this pick. They stick around, get the knockup, get the extra damage, and it buys enough time for the team that was doing Dragon to swing up to mid lane. And now you can just see it in action. The Blood Boils, Ice Balls, Nidalee with her own speed boosts, and Jinx does get a reset to join in the back.
All that kind of stuff. Bunch of malarkey. But it's winning. Definitely giving them what they need. This prediction. Whoop. Nicely calculated. As Freak would say, because math. 34 to 29,000. That gold lead has been the biggest we've seen between Curse and CLG here in this game.
Yeah.
Boy setting himself up from safety, Scatter the Weeks.
This is looking very, very promising for Curse. This whole series. The question...
A lot of momentum here.
The question of the internal problems for CLG and the possibility of, quote-unquote, tilting if they do get behind early in this series is a very real concern for them. And it seems like definitely after that, especially the engage mid, where they burn the Chrono Shift and then they burn Teleport and Flash to engage on the Curse team, it seems like there are definitely still some lingering issues for CLG that need to be dealt with.
It wasn't a game they came into to have a plan. Their plan was to stop Quas, not really stop Quas and then take over. And once Quas wasn't really stopped, Curse already had everything in motion. Cop had already gotten a few kills in the bottom lane. Now 5-1. You said it before. The blood boil on top of every other utility that this team brings from their passives and whatnot is just too much so far with a 6,000 gold lead.
Yeah, they committed everything to stopping Quas. That was
a lot.
That was the
6 minutes of games.
The whole plan there for CLG, giving up all dragons.
It seems Curse gets that early lead, get a first blood. They didn't get it this time, but they answered very fast, and they used that lead to get everything they want.
Whoa, Seraph coming in hot.
Here he is, home garden in. He could be chopped up. He gets caught in the last one. They have time to focus down. Link, teleport coming in as well. Quas is right in the middle of the fight, playing it like he's Mundo. Seraph trying to run out. Him and Link have just the same amount of health, equaling 800.
Oh!
But now it's all down to 0 across the board. Dexter running for the base. He's the only one, 75% HP, and the Nexus turrets, inhibitor turrets, are going to start falling.
Hey, we talked about it on the preview show. Curse's recent performances
absolutely ridiculous.
Have been ridiculous, and they continue them here today. After those 3 weeks playoff practice, showing up big once again. It's not just in scrims. They're performing here in the LCS.
Curse bring out the same composition, but go so hard they don't even have a chance to use the split push. 22 minutes in, they're going to be taking down Nexus #2 on to game 3. 17-minute Baron. Map control and all the lights for Curse coming into this one. The early invade, denying both buffs on that one. They took the blue on the side of CLG for Curse, but getting all the starts that they needed. Champion select for CLG went down to the last second each time, considering all of their picks from seeing the same Nidalee composition